Property.com v3.41 special edition. I am here in Provo, Utah for the Utah Valley Marathon. We're here at the expo at the convention center, about ready to go and get our packet, our bib, and take a look around. Really easy packet pickup, great shirt. I mean, probably one of the best tech shirts that I've ever received. Lots of stuff in the swag bag, which is getting kind of rare lately, and a great race pad. So far, we're looking good. Now if we can get everything else, like the temperature to cooperate, we will be in great shape. One thing about being at a small expo, this is the shortest line for KT tape I have ever seen in my entire life. See, there are perks of going to little smaller local races. All right, well that about wraps it up here for the expo at the Utah Valley Marathon. Met some great people. We have a couple of people who will probably be coming on the show a little bit later with some interesting new products. We'll talk about those. And you never know what's going to happen because we've never run this race before. They tell us that it's really, really downhill. So we will find out when we get to the start line. We have about a 3 a.m. bus for a 6 a.m. start. We're going to be spending a lot of time at the start line. So we got to get back to the room, get some rest, get off our feet, get a little bit more fuel in us and get ready for that early alarm call so we can drive over to bus pickup. We'll see you tomorrow morning as we head over to the start of Utah Valley Marathon. Well, good morning. Hope you can hear me a little after 3 a.m. on a windy morning here in Provo. Getting ready to catch our buses to head on up to the start area. Parking was fairly simple, except for the fact that nobody really knew what was authorized parking and what wasn't, but when a consensus was finally reached, there's plenty of parking, so don't kill yourself to get here very, very early. Buses run for about an hour, so we'll see you up at the start line. Welcome to the start area of the Utah Valley Marathon. Here we are amongst the campfires. Everybody's staying warm before the start. A little bit chilly, a little bit of a breeze blowing, but not freezing cold. Definitely not the snow that we had in Little Rock. Just a good time. Try to stay away from the smoke until we get ready for the start. Okay, we're about 10 minutes away from the start of the Utah Valley Marathon. The sun is beginning to come up. The moon is beginning to wane. It's actually gotten a little bit cooler, so that's a good sign. We're just kind of waiting around for the start here. And they get to sound the gun and we go downhill. So we'll see you a little bit farther down the race course.
Yeah. Enjoy it. Like trying to see the resemblance. I see some, but like I don't know, it's so different.
Some of the scenery before mile 2. Okay, for those of you who believed that it's all downhill, well, it's not, because we have a couple of miles climbing this ridge, and there's a little steep one, but short a little while later. So I'm past 7.5 miles, heading into the hills to go up. But beautiful scenery. This is Deer Creek State Park. And these are all the people who are waiting because we're running. Mile 9 coming up. See a really nice houses along the canyon here. We're on the downhill. We are at the halfway point. The reason we can tell that we're at the halfway point, it was the start of the half marathon, 18 zillion porta potties, and the Utah Valley Half Marathon starting ours. So that's our clue. We're halfway done. Doing fine. See a little bit farther down the race course. There's what we've been climbing. And here we are at Bridal Veil Falls. Not a whole lot falling. There's actually more water here at the water stop. I don't know if you can hear me. We're heading past 19 miles, just coming out of the canyon. The winds have been relentless and very strong, so luckily they've been cool. We're making the downhill, starting to head down to that long stretch to the finish line. So we'll see you a little farther down the race course. Hi, welcome to Provo. We are out of the canyon. We are on the big street, heading down to downtown Provo at about mile 21. So a little over 5 miles to go, and we will have the finish line. The finish line is going to be in sight here pretty soon because of the downhill. So we'll see you a little closer to that finish line. All right, well, we passed mile 25. We're into that final stretch. Still a little bit downhill towards that finish line. Warmed up past the 60s, but we're heading in there. So we'll see you on the other side of the finish line of marathon number 15. Well, that puts the 2014 Utah Valley Marathon in the books. We finished a little bit warmer than we were hoping to, but we had to ring their PR bell because we PR'd by, about 8 minutes or so. So this is, see, 4 PRs out of the last 5 marathons. This was excellent marathon, and I didn't feel the downhill. In fact, I wished I'd had more downhill. Kind of the way it goes. Pretty much a 2 thumbs up. If you've never run the Utah Valley Marathon and you're thinking about putting it in the books, I say get it and get it done. And if you do that, maybe we'll be seeing you out here on this